Take a look at Ortega right now and you'll see it is very, very clear. No visibility issues out there yet this morning. We're going to have a really beautiful week ahead. It's going to be very fall-like. The temperatures actually drop into the 60s midweek, so it'll really feel like fall. Here's temperatures for you across the area. You start in the 60s, moving into the mid-80s in Brunswick today. In Yulee, same deal. You'll be in the 70s by about 11 a.m. Our beaches are going to feel phenomenal. We do have a rip current risk out there, but overall 60s into the 80s by this afternoon as well. 86 by about 2 o'clock. And nothing but sunshine. Same for Jacksonville, and no chances for any precipitation out there today. The rain stays far away for the week, so that's good. Now, as you look at Palatka, right at 60 by 8 a.m. and to about 85 by 2 o'clock. And we stay around the 85 range by about 5 p.m. The same goes for Keystone Heights, Middleburg, and McClenny. A little warmer in McClenny at 87 by about 5 o'clock this afternoon. Imminent sunshine out there for you. And again, we do have that rip current risk from the National Weather Service. And so with this, it's been with us for about a week. It'll stay with us, this rip current statement. You can read more about it on the National Weather Service, but I'll post it on our website as well, news4jax.com. And we stay clear, we stay beautiful, but just be aware that, yes, that rip current risk is high and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. If you want to get the kids outside, that's a great idea. Today's a perfect day for that. Make sure they use the sunscreen, though. The UV index is up there. 87 degrees today, and as that sun beams down, you're going to have clear skies through and through. So as the kids get off to the bus stop, maybe you have lunch with girlfriends today while the kids are at school, or maybe you have a work lunch, whatever you've got, you're in great shape for it. You can eat out on the patio if you want to, and your hourly forecast is as follows. You'll be 72 degrees by 10 a.m., 82 by noon today, and rounding out to 87 by about 3 o'clock this afternoon. These are my predictions. I want to spend some time on this because we go from the 80s to the 60s pretty quickly on Wednesday, and it's going to take some time to get into the 60s. So that's going to be a morning on Wednesday that you may need a light jacket. It's going to be actually pretty cool out there for you. Then we move back into the 70s by the time we get to Thursday into Sunday. We have lows in the 50s through and through. So yeah, as we get started, certainly that low of 61 moving into the 68 degree range into Wednesday, you will feel that. You're going to have a little breeze out there to contend with too. So for the next 7 days, we have nothing but gorgeous weather. It's going to be a great week ahead. Really, there are no issues whatsoever that I see, but we're going to talk tropics coming up in about 15 minutes. All right, out there right now, we're going to have a warm day today, but it's going to take time to get there. Our high is going to be in the mid-80s, but we started out in the 50s and 60s. Here's a look at 501 Riverside. The sun has come up, a few clouds out there, but the sun will beat those out. It's going to be a great day. Look at Ortega right now. Pink skies, and it's just a fantastic view. We talked all morning about how we're going to have great sunrises throughout the week because we have a clear week ahead, which is wonderful. So take a look at this. Our high today is 87, only 2 degrees below that record of 89, set back in the 80s, by the way. 68 in Mayport. You were in the 70s just a little bit ago, but now you've dropped back into the 60s. 57 in Jacksonville for you. And so, yeah, it's crisp. I mean, look. You're going to have a crisp start out there, okay? 64 in St. Augustine, 59 in Palatka, 57 in Gainesville for you. And look, these temperatures will continue to climb. We've got one issue, and we've had this issue for about a week. We've had the rip current statement issued by the National Weather Service. Just stay out of the water. It's the safest thing to do. Go walk the beach if you want to today, though. It's going to be a good day for it. No rain whatsoever. And, really, it's just not an issue. Let's talk tropics, okay? Because I get your emails and I know you're curious because it's just been on fire lately. This is an area where, yes, we have an area of low pressure that could potentially develop. At this point in October, it's typical that the wind shear factor, the trough factor, and the dry air factor could deter any low pressure system from forming into something tropical. Should it develop, we'll see what it does. I think it would take a turn to the north personally, but we will see. That's what's being projected right now. Here's the deal. A lot of factors kind of pushing against this development at this point. We've got a 40% chance in the next 7 days. Does that mean it won't? No, we don't know yet. So until I worry, you don't have to worry. And I'm not worried. So we'll keep you updated and let you know kind of what happens here. All right, your playground forecast. We are in the 80s through and through by the time we get to the noon hour. It is a great day to go to the park. Take the kids to the park and enjoy your time. Hourly here, again, we're going to go from the 60s around 8 a.m. in just under an hour to the 70s by 10, 80s by noon, and we'll round out to that high a little later in the day today. Take a look at the next 7 days. And yes, we go from the 80s to the 60s by Wednesday and then to the 70s by the time we get to midweek and into the weekend. Lows in the 50s and 60s. This is like the perfect fall week. I love it. I bet you do too. And by the time you get to Wednesday, you may need an extra light layer at the bus stop.